On a stormy night, an ambulance speeds through a narrow forest road. The sky roars with thunder, and heavy rain lashes against the windshield. Inside the ambulance are three people: Alex, the driver; Frederick, the senior paramedic; and Annie, the young trainee. They're transporting an unconscious, unidentified man found lying near the gates of an abandoned mental asylum deep in the woods. He's pale, wet, barefoot, with no ID, no pulse when found, but somehow still breathing faintly. As the vehicle cuts through the darkness, the air inside grows strangely cold. Annie, sitting beside the stretcher, begins to feel uneasy. The man is completely unresponsive, sedated, yet she hears faint whispering, voices that seem to echo from nowhere, calling her name. She looks around, but the others don't react. Then the monitor attached to the patient begins to glitch. His vitals spike and drop in unnatural rhythms, flickering between life and death. Suddenly, all the electronic equipment shuts off for a second. The lights flicker and the engine stutters. Frederick opens the cabinet to check the backup defibrillator, but the compartment is filled with dripping water. Confused, he closes it, only to turn and see the patient's eyes open. Not with confusion or pain, but with a calm, knowing smile. Annie screams. His heart monitor reads flatline. No heartbeat, but he's sitting up. Frederick moves toward him, instinctively trying to restrain him, but the man doesn't move. He just stares. His mouth opens, but no words come out, only static. In a blink, the monitors turn on again, but now they show readings that don't make sense, as if they're tracking someone else entirely. Annie panics and begs Alex to stop the ambulance, but he looks into the mirror and says something chilling. "We've already passed that tree 3 times. They realize they're looping, stuck on the same forest road, no matter which direction Alex steers. Annie checks the GPS, but it shows they're nowhere, just a blank screen. Outside, the forest seems to shift. Trees move unnaturally. The storm above never fades, always hovering right over them. Frederick checks the stretcher again, but now the patient is gone. Suddenly, the ambulance stops dead. No engine failure, no mechanical issue. It's as if something stopped it. The patient reappears, sitting calmly in the driver's seat beside Alex, who doesn't even seem to notice. Alex continues driving like he's in a trance. Annie and Frederick scream, try to pull him away, but it's too late. Now comes the twist. They find a second ambulance parked on the side of the road, identical to theirs. Same model, same markings. As they approach it, they see it crashed, flipped on its side, abandoned. Inside are 3 bodies, all burned and rotting. It's them, Annie, Alex, and Frederick. Frederick drops to his knees in disbelief. Annie runs to the back of their own ambulance, and it's empty. No equipment, no walls. Just darkness swallowing up the space behind the doors. Then it hits them. They never left the asylum. They never picked up a living patient. He wasn't a man. He was a spirit that haunts forest roads, tricking paramedics into picking him up so he can feed off their lives, using ambulances to reach destinations that don't exist. Once they take him aboard, he traps them in a time loop, feeding off their fear until they vanish completely. Now the road stretches endlessly before them. The storm never ends. The radio crackles one last time with a whisper. Another ride begins.